day and night. I toss and turn, I keep stressing my mind.
What's up, guys? Victor here, back with another MMA based video. Now today I'm going to be talking about one of the biggest fights in UFC history that has not happened yet. And the fight I'm talking about is Tony Ferguson versus the Eagle Khabib Nurmagomedov. Why hasn't this fight happened? Got canceled about 4 or 5 times, I believe. Why? Well, got canceled each time because someone either couldn't make weight, had to be hospitalized, or someone had gotten injured. Now, why isn't this fight going to happen anytime soon? The reason because we've got a current interim lightweight champion in Dustin Poirier, who's going to be facing off against Khabib in September in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. This is probably going to be the most anticipated card of the year. Basically, since Khabib hasn't fought since he fought Conor McGregor back in October of 2018. The reason why he hasn't fought since was because of the melee that happened after the fight was over. Khabib basically dominated, won every round except the third round. It was razor thin. Submitted Conor McGregor in the fourth round via neck crank, and Dylan Dennis had something to say in the corner. Khabib didn't like it, decided to jump out of the octagon and start a huge riot. Ever since that, Khabib hasn't fought, and now he just got a very, very, very huge contract done with the UFC, making him the highest paid MMA fighter on the planet. Now, the fight is officially going to go down in Abu Dhabi in September against Dustin Poirier. Do I believe that Dustin has a chance? He's got a fighter's chance. Things can always change with one punch. Things can always change with one submission. Now, Dustin's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and he has a chance against Khabib if Khabib takes him down. Khabib has very powerful ground and pound, but maybe Dustin can be able to neutralize it with his black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Is this BJJ going to be extremely effective? We don't know until we actually see. But it's going to be a very interesting fight. And Dustin's also got some very nice hands as well. His boxing is very crisp. It's very organized. It's very clean. He's been able to knock out plenty of people in the past. He's been able to submit people in the past as well. He did submit Max Holloway when they first fought. That was Max Holloway's UFC debut, and he did take that fight on short notice. But still, being able to submit a fighter like Max Holloway, very, very impressive. Now, we'll just have to wait and see who wins that fight, but I do believe Khabib is going to get the nod. After Khabib wins, I do believe that the UFC should be able to make a fight between him and Tony Ferguson probably in the beginning of 2020, so the beginning 3 months or around there, just because I don't think that Khabib is going to want to fight 3 months after he wins against Dustin Poirier. So he fights in September. The UFC might want to book him for that December card in Las Vegas towards the end of the year. We shall see what happens, but I really don't think that Khabib's going to finish off Dustin in the first 2 rounds. Basically, getting him out of that fight pretty refreshed without that much damage. I don't believe it's going to go down like that, so it's going to be crazy. That's what I'm just saying. Tony hasn't lost since 2012. He's been able to rack up 12 straight wins ever since. His last loss was in 2012 against Michael Johnson. That was a unanimous decision loss. So, as we all know, unanimous decision basically means that he basically won the majority of the time. It wasn't even close, blah, blah, blah. If it was a split decision, it would have been razor thin, but it wasn't. But Tony, he's a madman. He's extremely smart, and he knows what he's doing, and his coaching staff is absolutely amazing. Tony's a bad motherfucker. That's what I've got to say. Excuse my language, but it's the absolute truth. And he would agree with me on that very note. Do I believe that Tony has a very good chance against Khabib? Absolutely. Tony Ferguson's the only fighter in the UFC that can beat Khabib. The reason why that fight is cursed, I believe that the MMA guys don't want Khabib to lose. They really don't. You know, Khabib, I don't think he has a chance against Tony. I don't give a crap if Khabib will take Tony down. Tony, he's a unique figure. He's a unique specimen. Tony He'll light you up on the feet. He'll light you up on the ground. His submission game is unbelievable. He can submit you from anywhere he wants. Khabib, if he's going to take him down, think twice about it, Khabib. Brush up on your striking. Brush up on your boxing. You know, get a good boxing coach in there. You know, Javier Melendez is a really good coach, but I don't think he's good enough to be able to plan for Tony Ferguson. I'm sorry, but I believe the fight's going to be incredible. I don't think it's going to go the full 5 rounds. We're going to have to see what happens, but Khabib's going to try to take him down like he does with everyone else. I don't think he's going to want to trade with Tony Ferguson because I do believe that Tony's striking is a whole lot better than Conor's. Believe me or not, you know, call me crazy, but I really do. Conor didn't have a chance against Khabib, but Tony's a different animal. Conor never wanted a piece of Tony, and we all know why. That fight will never happen. I believe that. That fight will never happen because Conor, he's basically lost 2 straight. You know, lost to Floyd, lost to Khabib. He doesn't want a 3rd loss in this whole entire record, boxing and MMA combined. So he's going to want to fight a guy like Justin Gaethje, or maybe someone lower in the rankings just to get that W and get back into the win column, just to get another crack at Khabib. But for now, by the time that Conor does come back for that title shot, I believe that Tony's going to be the man holding that belt. I appreciate you guys listening, and I'll make another video in the near future. Thanks.